Hello and welcome to Skills and Trade. In today's exciting video, we're going to hand sand and polish this aluminum sheet to a mirror finish. First thing we're going to do is grab our Paxcu sandpaper assortment. If you watched my previous hand sand and polishing video with the stainless steel, you would know I cut a nice square out of this Paxcu sandpaper. And now I just need to cut off another handheld square so I can begin sanding. This sandpaper assortment ranges from 400 all the way to 7,000 grit sandpaper. Before we begin sanding, I'm going to take some Alumacut, going to place it in our spray bottle, and I'm just going to spray just a little bit on our aluminum sheet. Now that we have that taken care of, it's time to start sanding. So we're going to take our 400 grit sandpaper, I'm going to place it firmly in my hand. Now I'm just going to take my time and move in a fluid motion and get rid of all the scratches. Next up is our 800 grit sandpaper, and just like the 400 before, we're just going to take our time and make sure we sand every inch of this aluminum sheet. Now there was a 600 grit in between the 400 and 800, but I felt it wasn't necessary and just went straight to the 800. Now we are ready for our 1000 grit sandpaper. Nothing really new to report, except I need to be more careful when I cut out the sandpaper to avoid cutting into the number. Now we are ready for our 1500 grit sandpaper, and just like our previous steps, we're simply gonna sand this in a fluid motion and make sure we don't spend too much time in any spot or area. Now we are ready for our 2000 grit sandpaper. It is at this step where our aluminum sheet becomes more and more like a mirror. Now we are ready for our 3000 grit sandpaper. It is at this step where our sandpaper is becoming increasingly fine. Now we are ready for our second to last sanding step. So we're going to take our 5000 grit sandpaper, I'm going to place it directly in my hand, and I'm just going to work over this aluminum sheet. And now finally, we're at our last sanding step. So we're going to take the 7000 grit sandpaper, we're going to rub it all over this aluminum sheet, and make sure we spend a little extra time to do a really good job. And then we're going to begin polishing. Before we start polishing, I'm just going to quickly grab a Scott Blue shop towel. I'm going to wipe off all this extra Alumacut. Now that we have that taken care of, we can finally begin polishing. So I'm going to take my Gord's aluminum polish, I'm going to place it on another Scott Blue shop towel, and then I'm just going to rub it into the metal until it's black as possible. And then I'm going to grab a second Scott Blue shop towel. I'm going to wipe away all this polish. Wow, so that turned out pretty good for just doing it by hand. I just want to thank you all so very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos. Please leave a comment down in the comment box. And have a wonderful day.